Your reaction to this White Dudes for Harris and how they're trying to be a counter for what they say was this, sort of masculine approach from the RNC and the way they discuss MAGA dudes.
Well, the reality is this is a party, Martha, that is obsessed with identity politics. I think it's disgusting and anti-American. But the idea of segregating different groups based on your race or your ethnicity or your gender, I just think is un-American at its core. It is consistent with the basis for selecting Kamala Harris. Remember, many of the prominent Democrats at the time she was selected as the vice president for Joe Biden specifically referenced her own race and gender, which I think made no sense at the time. But I will give them points for consistency. Say one thing, this is a party obsessed with identity politics, and they're certainly running their campaign accordingly, even though I think it's going to backfire in the end.
Yeah, you know what? I think you make a great point, because I looked back at articles from 2020 and President Biden said, then candidate, he said that he was looking at like 10 women for vice president. And he said 4 of those women are black women. And that was given, sort of a lot of attention as a good thing. And I couldn't help but think, if you're in that subset and you're a woman, you're thinking, okay, so now he's already only considering me because I'm a woman instead of letting me run against everybody in the entire pool. And if you're a black woman, he's making that group even smaller that you're competing against. And I think that a lot of people agree with you on that diminishes being chosen in that employment contest.
I think it does, absolutely. And I think it's denigrating, frankly, to women and to black Americans across this country to suggest that you need a special type of quota system. I remember watching those Democratic primaries. These are exact quotes from other prominent Democrats, senators and others, who famously said, it's time for a woman of color on that ticket. I don't think the race or gender of a person should matter one way or another. And I do think, Marcia, this is also a moment for us to go to actually standing for our own values as a party. I do believe that we need a bit of a reset in this campaign. If we're being honest and being clear-eyed, I think the reality is Kamala's new de facto nomination, coronation, whatever you want to call it, after the Republican convention was a bit of a shock that caught a lot of Republicans by blindside. And the reality is we now have to take a big step back and say, we're going to offer our own vision of what we stand for. I think the attacks on Kamala alone are not going to be enough. We're already seeing that over the last week.
That's what we say.
I think we have to stand for our own alternative vision that we believe in merit. The reason that we're critical of identity politics isn't because we're against the Democrats. It's because we stand for meritocracy, and that's part of who we are as Americans. And so as much as I'm critical of the Democrats, I also think now is a moment for a wake-up call on our own side. We need to use this as a chance to reset and level set and focus on our own vision for the future of this country. And the more we do that, the more successful we're going to be. Frankly, the less we do it, the more risk I do see heading into November.
All right, let me ask you a little bit about this rather heated National Association of Black Journalists interview with former President Trump and current GOP candidate, because he's going to get a lot of attention for saying this, and I want to hear what you think about it. He basically, and I know you didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing, so let's play the sound, and then we'll get your reaction.
She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't.
This is nasty.
All right, Vivek, I want to give you a chance to react to that.
I'm gonna let Vivek react, I'm sorry, but it's just crazy that she really said that she went to a HBCU. That was her rebuttal?
That was a crazy rebuttal.
That was crazy,
That was
man.
a ridiculous rebuttal.
All Trump did right there was just keep it 100.
I mean, she has identified as Indian up until the time she was the VP nominee when Joe Biden said, I promise a black woman. Now all of a sudden she's black.
It's footage of it.
Yeah.
The guys, there's a literal breadcrumb trail of it. And she's also, I just never seen a black woman in politics who would come out and say, I won't do a policy that specifically helps black people. Like, show me one. Show me one full black person in politics that said that.
Oh, yeah. You think she actually been to the border, y'all?
But yeah, that's just insane, man. And then that was just, if you haven't seen that clip,
I can't wait to see what Vivek about to say, because he's Indian.
That's just terrible journalism, isn't it? Like it seems like you came there with an agenda. If you didn't
know
that.
The very first question they started off was way too too rude. You're not gonna. You gotta start off. Even if
You gotta break the ice.
question.
No, you gotta ease into it.
Watch the No Boys with Don Lemon. They clearly don't agree with them politically at all. She doesn't agree with Donald Trump politically at all. So they respectfully discussed how they didn't disagree, and they didn't cater to him. But at the same time, they weren't rude to him.
Well, they had 30 minutes, but they were late. I forgot. It was a 30-minute thing, but they was 30 minutes late. Yeah, they definitely had an agenda with that, man. That's crazy.
Let's see Vivek.
All right. Vivek, I want to give you a chance to react to that. No doubt it's going to get attention. It already is.
Yeah, so look, on a very personal level, my parents were immigrants to this country, legal immigrants from southern India. Very same part of India that her mother also immigrated from. I think it's a hard fact, Martha, it's just a fact, whether you like it or not, that many Indian Americans in the United States are indeed somewhat offended by the way Kamala has suddenly cast aside the Indian American side of her identity. She leaned into it when she ran for office in California. Big Asian American and Indian American population. So she wore that when it was convenient. She's wearing a different identity now when it's politically convenient on a national stage. Personally, I don't think we should be relying on these ethnic identities at all. We're actually American. And the problem is when you're Kamala Harris and you actually do lean into your identity politics, then you open the door to that type of criticism. But if you ask me, that shouldn't be how this election is decided one way or another. It should be decided on our own identity as Americans and what our vision is for the future of the country. And the number one thing missing in Kamala Harris's candidacy is that she lacks that vision for the country. That's what we got to focus on.
Hey, I swear to God! Hey, I swear to God, Kamala don't want to see Vivek, bro.
Nobody want to see Vivek.
God.
I'm telling you,
nobody want to see Vivek.
That's why I was excited to hear what he said about this, because you just know. That's why damn near on politics, what he thinks is what I think. Because he be damn right every time. I've never even a lot of people hear, but okay, one or two things, it's like, but I've never heard a word come out that man's mouth that I don't agree with. Vivek is stamped by me to the max.
He's Michael Jordan of politics, bro.
Nah, bro.
Now you can't
He keeps
debate
it
him.
100.
Now you can't debate him.
You can't. He will fry your motherfucking ass.
Oh my! If
He's
Kamala
frying
went
shit.
up there with him, bro, it would be so.
Boy, you look like a mug. Look at that boy.
Yeah, I want to know this. It was kind of
They
crazy.
don't want to see Vivek. He's the boogeyman to them.
I know this is kind of off topic.
He
With
said it
everything
all.
that's going on, everybody forgot about Trump got shot.
It moves quick. Politics moves quick,
Politics
man.
Like
moves
that's
last
last
week's
week,
news.
like this
Yeah,
man got hit with that.
we didn't even think about that. Y'all was 30 minutes to let that man that almost got assassinated, and then y'all attacked the man as soon as he got there.
Nah, facts. It was almost disrespectful. He's like, I sat here for 30 minutes. Then this is the first question you asked me. You don't say hello. Like, I don't understand why people were making it seem like it was so bad for him to be there. Like, I really feel like it would have been a better conversation for the NABJ to sit him down and say, why should the black population vote for you? That would have been a much more productive. That would have been a much more productive conversation. Like, I'd understand the backlash if they came out and asked him, why should the black population vote for you? Well, I ain't doing shit for y'all. Well, then, if y'all was mad and he said that, I'd understand it. But they didn't even ask him, what can you do for us in policies and things? They didn't. They just went to personal attacks, speaking about rhetoric and other non-significant things. And like he told them, they're a fake news network because fake news will take insignificant issues and prop it up.
Her exact words were some people said that you shouldn't have even been here.
That was ridiculous.
And then he'd have been
This
racist
man
if he
just
didn't
almost
come.
got assassinated.
That's
ridiculous.
very welcome.
You
Thanks,
won.
man.
I
Didn't nobody want you
But
here,
look
but
though.
real quick, can you answer this question? Damn, brother.
That was good. The lady in the set on
Brother,
CNN, she wanted to give black journalists that opportunity. Y'all needed the Trump opportunity.
Hell yeah, we will take it.
Talking about
Black
people
journalists.
questioning him to be there. Y'all needed him there. That was good for y'all company.
'Cause
And
who
y'all
would-
was 30 minutes late.
Who else
Because
would've
y'all
pulled up?
DEI. We wouldn't have been late.
All right,
We not DEI.
don't disrespect the NABJ
Nah, man,
now.
I don't give a damn, man. They did my boy Trump dirty, man. He almost got shot and died, bro. For this country, bro. And these people doing this, bro. This
Don't
shit crazy.
disrespect the NABJ now.
Oh, who is that?
The National Association of Black Journalists.
Fuck them niggas.
That's crazy. And he walked out on him. No.
That was crazy.
If you was a different color, they'd say you racist. He's racist. He racist.